the tape. Inside the 10. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Florida State.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
He'll call for the fair catch here. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Dropping back, it's Morton. He unleashes a long one. And he pulls it in inside the 15-yard line. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Gators!
And you can tell he trusts his big tight end. Airing the football way down the field, treating him like a wide receiver because you know he's going to go up, make the big play, get you in the end zone, score a touchdown.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Stanford managed to eke out the victory in a tighter than expected one. And they'll savor this one in Palo Alto for some time, no matter the final score. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
And the Noles pick up the first down.
Well, this defense is on its heels right now, especially trying to stop the run. They're just not being physical enough. They give up another run right there for a first down. Someone's going to have to step up and make a play.
They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Jackson will throw. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. Guys, in basketball through the years, we've seen the Big Ten ACC Challenge, and it'll be fun to watch this one on the football field.
I think this is going to be a real test of physicality. I know these are two conferences that pride themselves on that, going out and establishing the line of scrimmage. So, David, interesting X's and O's matchup here in this one.
Yeah, and it's always cool to have those measuring stick opponents. Like, once we start getting deeper in the season and start having the comparison game, well, you have a matchup, a big match.
He's got it downfield for a huge gain. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back out. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete. After the missed connection, it's 2nd down. Quarterback will audible. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Going for it all. It's incomplete. Almost intercepted in the end zone. It'll be 3rd down.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. He'll just keep slinging it. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. He'll line it up from the right side, a 37-yarder coming up. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Has the ball back, and here comes the offense. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown, everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Off the boot, looking for his man. He'll get rid of it. Makes a connection. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the 1st down. Just outstanding execution, continuing to work his way back through the football.
Yeah, and everything about this route looks vertical. The comeback, it looks like it's a go. I'm thinking speed, and then he sets it down. QB puts the ball on the money, and he makes the play.
And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing? Last time these two got together, Florida got to rub a little salt in the wound as they blew out the Noles.
Well, that was a statement win by the Gators, and I think that win really helped push a bunch of high school prospects that might have been considering both the Seminoles and Gators to Gainesville. That game had a huge impact this offseason for the Gators.
Got enough for the 1st, and he's still going. And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels, he's finally out of bounds. He now has 115 yards rushing, and he goes over the century mark in this season opener. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Pulls and throws off the RPO. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there. The Gators want to pick up the tempo. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone, but hang on just a second. Flag down. Let's see what this is about. Ready to try the point after. And with the extra point, they take a 21-17 lead. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. And finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. They come over the football 1 minute to go here in the 1st. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. To the air on 1st down. Coming after it. They'll wrap him up, and he didn't find the same kind of running room this time as he did on the previous play. Guys, you might know Florida State was once a women's college, didn't start playing football until later, and in fact, didn't start playing the Gators until 1958.
Even though they haven't been playing a long time, this game has featured so many of the biggest names in the sport. You think about Bobby Bowden, Steve Spurrier on the sidelines, Charlie Ward, Chris Wenke, Tim Tebow, Danny Werkel, Heisman Trophy winners. This game has had it all.
Those fullbacks are grown men. Those guys are constantly hitting linebackers and blocking the whole entire game. So when you get a chance to give the big boy the ball, it's always, and you know what it is? It's a morale boost for everybody on the whole field. Everybody gets jacked up that he finally gets to touch the football.
Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
Great offenses always stay ahead of the chains. That run right there, now you're in a good position. It's not second and long. It's not third and long. Now it's the whole playbook's open. The defense really has to honor run and pass on the next snap.
They'll run the option. And that's the end of the line on that run, and it's the end of the line for the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Florida 21, Florida State 17.
They've changed ends of the field, now facing third down as they go back to work. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Jackson gonna throw it. He's got the back in the middle. Good tackle there to stop him short of the first down. It'll bring up a big decision.
Now, fourth down.
On fourth down, looking to pass. Grabs it inside the 15. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. Wide receiver shows motion. They'll use the running game on first and goal. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, what a great job by the defense. You got to understand, it's physical time, right? They want to run the football when they start getting inside the 5. Nice job getting penetration, getting the tackle for the loss.
After getting knocked back, it's second and goal from the 4. Tries again to get it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, no! Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Fair catch, called for and made. The Gators sending the offense back to work. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back.
All kinds of running room. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46.
Well, there's the offense trying to take advantage of this running back speed. I like the call. Hand off to the left, to the outside. Put him in space and let him go to work.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, first and 10. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. Inside the 35. Got a lot of running room. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. Here's the handoff. Defense there to stop him after a pickup of 2 down to the 15. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A game for this one. They've circled this one all offseason, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it,
Touchdown, Florida! What a catch and run for 6.
And that's his second receiving touchdown of the game. My man is just finding pay dirt. Tell you what, these are the kind of guys that you continue to feature throughout a game when he can do this kind of damage after he catches the football.
And the extra point is good, and they have a 28-24 lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Arizona State answered the bell away from Tempe today with an impressive victory. The Sun Devils knew the challenges awaiting them, and they met them head-on. Generally the mark of a really good team. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
Now, that's what you're trying to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Jackson will throw. Takes a shot as he lets it go. And he makes the grab, and he's out of bounds. Incomplete pass. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Makes the grab. It's Hart. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down. This is the kind of performance, guys, that sort of etches your name in the lore of a rivalry.
And playing big in this big moment, on this big stage, it is so nice to have a playmaker like that you can highlight, that you can focus on, that you can trust in.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Snags it on the right. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Seminoles. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they cap things off with a big play up top, going 63 yards to the house. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Here comes the offense. You want to talk about answering each other's score. That's what we have going on right now, Jesse.
Yeah, and this offense, it's been impressive just seeing how well they've been executing, too, because they're playing with a sense of urgency, David. They know they've got to go score a touchdown every time they take the field.
It's like a tennis match. You're just trying to break serve at some point, just back and forth. Both offenses having a lot of success in this football game.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
8-yard pickup on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and short. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the 1st down.
When you think about when you hit those guys on the move, man, he's already flying so fast, and I got to adjust my angle as a DB and make sure I keep outside contained, and it's a really easy play to run to get positive yards, especially in a situation like that when you're looking for the 1st down. You run that play, you get it. Nice, easy breezy.
He's got an open man. Finds a crease at the 20. Touchdown, Gators! And once he got loose, it was all over.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And the extra point is good. A 4-point game at 35-31. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Back and forth we go on these last couple of drives, David. Everybody moving the ball.
Man, these offenses are in a rhythm. Everything they're doing right now is working. A lot of scoring. This puts a lot more pressure on your offense, Palmer, when you walk on the field.
Fires into traffic, intercepted. What a nice play on the pick. Didn't find much. They'll let it slide. They've got it at the 29.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football and forcing the turnover.
Picks up the first down, still moving. And there they go again. Another huge gain on the ground.
This doesn't happen with just anybody at tailback. You got to do this with a dude, a guy you know can roll. Just toss it to him, let him get out in the open field. They'll do the rest and make big gains.
With the run on 1st and goal. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. The Gators want to crank the tempo. He's going to the right, looking for a path to the end zone. Touchdown, Florida! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
I think you love starting the year off with some momentum, and that's exactly what this offense is doing. They're firing on all cylinders, defense doing their job as well. This team getting out the gates to start the season in great fashion.
And the extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Try to get that offensive spear flaming. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but man, you look at the scoreboard. You're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity. Creates.
He uncorks one deep. And this is dropped. Oh, my goodness. It was just too easy, and he didn't look it in.
Well, I love the effort by the quarterback here. He extends the play. Nothing open right away. There's a little bit of pressure. He gets to the outside, tries to take a shot down the field, just not on the same page with his intended target.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Caught at the 25. Touchdown, Florida State. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. They wasted no time on that drive. Got it on their 25, and 2 plays later, they're in the end zone. He'll call for the fair catch here. Sending the offense back to work. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David, it's sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it, so Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into halftime and get ready for the second half.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Motion from the offense. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. And the Gators will hustle to the line. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Second down coming up. Looking downfield, it's Morton. Unleashes one deep. And the misfire goes out of the back of the end zone.
Sometimes as a quarterback, when you're feeling the rhythm and you're feeling yourself, you just want to keep taking shots, right? This guy's already thrown 3 touchdown passes. He saw a look he liked, decided to let her fly. Haven't seen a lot of balls falling complete, especially deep down the field. That one did, but I'd expect this guy to keep letting it go.
And it's third down, but they're going to go ahead and try the field goal and try to get points before the break. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And this one will be a 40-yard try from the left hash. And they'll send out the field goal unit. And it's right down the boulevard.
That makes the score Florida 45, Florida State 38.
That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. A fair catch called for and made. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. The give to the fullback. And he's taken down after a short gain, and that'll do it for us here in the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
45, Florida State 38.
The Seminoles will kick it away to crank up the second half. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game, now on second down. The give to the back. Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. Still running at the 40. Oh, look out. There he goes. Touchdown, Gators. And they take it in for 6 more points. Another touchdown for this guy, and he's starting to get in a groove the way Terry Dean did when he set the single-game record with 7 touchdowns.
Another one. I mean, just putting up stats. This guy's finding the end zone, and he can do it all. Just showing it off left and right. When you play in such a physical league like the SEC, but you got a guy like this that can get an extra first down and really keep those chains moving and score big plays and big touchdowns, good luck stopping him.
He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. The receivers telling the quarterback what they see. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Finds his back in the middle. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
Offense facing 4th down.
On 4th down, looking for the completion. And that one falls incomplete. A huge stand by the defense.
Man, defensively, this is beautiful. You want them to be aggressive. You got to continue to get stops. You got the lead. Now you give the ball back to your offense again with a chance to salt this away here in the second half.
Looking for a crease. It's Lindsey. Gets it inside the 30, down to the 27, a pickup of 6.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
Leaves it with the running back. Got some room, entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Florida! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. And the Gators have chomped down, and they've put a little distance between themselves and the Noles.
You know, both of these teams always have lots of speed, but it's the Gators. They look like the faster team pulling away here in the second half. Big plays offensively, and their defense is really flying around.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
2 very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. North Texas is going to walk off the field there in Denton with a much-needed victory. They had this one circled on the calendars for some time, and regardless the score, that W has to feel good. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. That's quite a start to a drive, and now they'll snap it from midfield. Quarterback checking the play. Jackson gonna throw it. They're bringing heat. Trying to make magic on the scramble.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. In that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield, nothing there. So instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Let's see what they've got on second down. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Dances away from the heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
Now facing a 3rd and long from the 50-yard line. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
With a double-digit deficit here in the second half, they're going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. And the incomplete pass, they roll the dice. Snake eyes.
That is just a play you have got to be able to come up with. They don't get bigger than that. 4th down, you've got to make the catch. Whether it's a perfect throw or whether it's off of your body, you're good enough and you're athletic enough to haul that play, and you've got to make the play for your quarterback and your offense to keep that drive alive, and he's not able to come up with it.
And another big game for this offense. They are putting explosive pass after explosive pass up in this one. It's now 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line.
Good enough for 1st down.
Use the play fake, now to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. Finds his big tight end. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one.
This coaching staff has really done a nice job marrying the play-action game to their running game. That looked like that was going to be a run. Everything in that play said they're running the ball downhill. At the last second, quarterback pulled the football, and he was able to complete the throw.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, this defense obviously knows they have to be able to stop the run now in the second half if they're going to win this game. And you wonder if they were able to make some tweaks and some adjustments at halftime, maybe getting some more bodies close to the line of scrimmage to give themselves a chance to come back in this game.
He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. The Gators moving quickly to the line. Touchdown Gators! And the route is on.
Well, this offense said they wanted to start the year all gas and no brakes, and that's exactly what this game has shown. From the very opening whistle, this offense has been in sync. They've been explosive. Defense has had no answer for them. This unit is going to give teams problems because of their playmaking ability all year long.
No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before. So you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute, put some points on the board.
Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Wide out in motion. Trying to escape and get it himself. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Jackson will throw. Gets it out fast. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38. The Seminoles come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Each brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. They'll immediately call timeout.
Really good job by the defense, seeing it and going and getting it. Nice job understanding the touch pass. It could happen. Those guys go in motion, man. I got to understand, safety's got to see that, start flying down, getting ready to play that. Nice job by the defense being ready for that play.
This offense has a second down play. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the inside.
Final play of the quarter coming. Quarterback checking off. On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Fires to the right. And it's knocked away, incomplete, and that's how we'll wrap up the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. Florida, 66. Florida State, 38.
First down to start the drive after the break. They'll try the right side. And that's a very productive first down play in bringing up 2nd and 3.
In situations like this, offensively, when you got the lead in the fourth quarter, when you got to run the ball, you go back to the runs that you have the most confidence in, that you can execute in your sleep, and they do it right there, ripping off 7 yards.
They can really be aggressive after that last play at 2nd and 3. Now the play fake. On the move to his left. Finds his big tight end. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
Well, this quarterback now has over 400 yards passing. To do that, you have to have weapons catching the ball. You've seen that in this offense all game long. There are some dangerous playmakers in the perimeter.
Turning to the running game on 1st and goal. Pushes ahead for 2 to the 7-yard line. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Running play to the left, looking for the end zone here. Touchdown, Florida! And the beatdown has ensued. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
Florida State, 38.
He'll call for the fair catch here. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. We'll see if that failed fourth down in their own end last time David sort of fires one high and deep. Catch inside the 30 and still running. Touchdown, no! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. The AT unit on the field. Splits the uprights. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Temple sparkled today in a dominant road win. In fact, by the fourth quarter, it almost felt like this game was being played in Philly. That's how much they took that crowd out of it. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way. But I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. At the 35, he's loose. Drills him with the stiff arm. And he breaks into the open. 10. Touchdown, Gators! And the punishment has been extended.
And how about this offense, man? Putting another drive together, getting in the end zone. And here's the deal. Going on the road, handling these conditions in game one, they've done a phenomenal job.
And the kick is good, but there is a penalty flag because he paid for making that kick. I think they're going to get him for roughing the kicker. The kickoff team out there to boot it away and 15 yards farther up the field after the roughing the kicker penalty. Fair catch called for and made. Looking for a productive play on first down. He wants to throw. Buys a little extra time. More than enough time in the pocket, and he fires left. Oh, he left him grabbing. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. A little misdirection and the handoff on the counter. Unless there is a dramatic turn of events, this is not going to be a way to cool off that hot seat.
And they're going to have to be able to handle adversity and handle the outside noise moving forward, because losing this game in week one, all the detractors, all the naysayers, that noise is going to get louder. That hot seat is getting even hotter. And I think all eyes are going to be on this program now, David, seeing how they turn the page and move on from this.
And I give you Exhibit A. Jesse Palmer just turned up the hot seat. All eyes are on them. They got to win. They got to do this. Starting off on the wrong foot. This is exactly what happens. It becomes a distraction. We're going to find out how good of a coach he is, and we're going to find out how loyal these fans are really quickly in this season.
Well, it's a really nice job there on that third down, trying to get after this quarterback. And obviously they're not able to make the play in the backfield, but really nice job pursuing. You see the athleticism and the speed they have, how they play as a unit together. Only giving up a little bit of a gain and now setting up fourth down.
Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. The Noles will keep this drive going. That conversion sets a tone, but that's also really part of their MO. They're going to go for it on fourth and short.
Yeah, it's a body blow, and it's demoralizing. It's a good point, Reese. When you go for it like that and you go get it, you're essentially telling the opponent, look, you can't stop us. Next time we get in a similar...
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
And this defense came to play. They know about the high-profile QB. They rose to the challenge and dominated the competition today. They took care of business, and they made no doubt about who's the better football team.
Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds. He'll be short of the first down. Receivers work tirelessly, tapping that toe along the sideline, and it just looks so natural for him.
Yeah, it can't just be pat and go all the time, right? Reese just jogging down the field, ball hits you right in stride. You got to be able to make awkward body catches and do it getting your feet in bounds. That was sweet.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Jackson gonna throw it. Gets it out quickly. And he was knocked down immediately short of the line to gain. They'll have to make a decision here.
Yeah, and the fullbacks don't run long routes. Most of the time you keep those guys short off of a little play action or a run fake. Gets the catch, secures it, gets a little bit of yardage.
Might as well go big or go home. They need a touchdown, and it looks like they're on their way home anyway. They'll go for it on 4th down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
The defense, I think, was just more physical on that 4th down, guys. That was a design quarterback run, and they're calling that because they're trying to get extra blockers at the point of attack and get a numbers advantage, but just the defense fighting off the blocks, being where they're supposed to be, and not letting the quarterback break free. You just can't do a better job than the defense did on that 4th down.
Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Speeding down the left side. Past the 50. The 30. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Florida! And the pummeling has started. And he is piling up the touchdowns in this one. Remember, Tebow put a 55 spot up on the board, and Warfel knew how to find the end zone, too.
Yeah, tons of guys have known how to do that when they've worn the blue and orange, but this offense is really cooking, balanced around him. He can do it all. When you can run like this and throw the football, just puts so much pressure on defenses, it's an absolute nightmare.
Florida State, 45.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Jackson will throw. Fires left. And this senior quarterback knows he had a chance that time and just put a little too much on it.
Well, the good news is he did a nice job reading the coverage. He knew exactly where to go with the football that time. Just a little bit too much on that pass. You wonder if that's just nerves. He's got to settle himself down a little bit.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Hart. And they do a really good job. Not as easy as it looks to get those blocks. And he picks up the first down.
My goodness, dude, that is close to 500 yards. Most people can't do that on air. Most people can't do that in a video game.
Quarterback will audible. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college football all of the time, and they could use one here. They want to just keep throwing it. He's going up top here late in the game. Fires it into traffic, and it's picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
The #1 objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field.
Underneath toasted coverage, got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Gators! And the stomping has commenced.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can.
Lost one deep down the right side. Got it in stride inside the 20. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. From the red zone, looking for a man. Grab behind the line. It's Hart. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. They'll go with a direct snap. I'm sorry, you're unlikely to win today, but here's the fabulous part. A late touchdown.
Hey, good for them. They put together a drive. They got a touchdown. It's been a bad day. I mean, this is a day they're going to want to forget. They're getting destroyed, but at least you get some positive vibes. Maybe finish this game on a little bit of a high note, a little bit.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Cincinnati is currently up big right now in a game they'll be talking about in the Queen City for some time. They're up by 35 over the Astronauts. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Now the chance to take a knee and just put the finishing touches on this victory.
Yeah.
The expressway is wide open. Touchdown, Florida! And the route is on.
And added on again, this offense has done whatever they want, however they want, and this lead has ballooned. When you start a season off, you want to build momentum. You want to defeat an opponent and beat them badly. That's exactly what they've done. This team looks ready to compete for a national championship.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll call for the fair catch here. Three tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Jackson gonna throw it. Quickly complete. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. And the Seminoles are in the hurry-up. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He makes the catch. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. They'll throw it on 1st down. Quickly complete. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. And the Seminoles come to the line with a new set of downs. He's going to pass. With the catch, it's Hart. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. Less than a yard to go to pick up the first down. Dialing up a second down pass play. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. He chucks one out to the right. He caught it, and he won't be able to push his way in. He's stopped at the 1. No matter how much college football changes, realignment, all of that,